welcome back to the channel. Today I'm taking you through the full zero to finished journey of a real wooden treehouse built deep in the woods. Not a quick decorative build, but the kind made to be used to handle rain and wind and to look incredibly satisfying in a cinematic documentary style. If you enjoy outdoor builds that are durable, clean, and genuinely beautiful, stay until the end, because the finishing phase and the weather test are seriously rewarding. What I love right from the start is how the builder treats this like a real structure, not just a fun craft project. Before cutting a single board, he chooses a tall, straight, healthy cedar and begins with careful planning, measuring trunk diameter, checking surrounding clearance, reading the slope, and understanding how water will drain after rain. The most important part is respecting a living tree. He marks a protected root zone to avoid careless digging, and every contact point uses padded protection so nothing bites into the bark. That's the kind of foundation that makes a treehouse last beyond the first season. After the survey comes the phase where many DIY builds fail, the foundation. Here it's done clean and methodical, staking the post layout, checking diagonals to lock in perfect square, drilling holes, adding gravel, setting reinforcement, mixing concrete, and placing posts. I noticed he braces everything carefully to keep posts perfectly plumb while the concrete sets. It's slower, but it pays off with a structure that feels trustworthy from the very beginning. Once the posts are aligned, everything above becomes smoother and more precise. When the floor frame goes up, you start to feel the real weight of the project. Main beams are lifted with a block and tackle system, seated accurately, then locked in with steel brackets, bolts, and big washers tightened evenly. Then diagonal bracing is added to kill vibration. The key difference is the goal, a platform that behaves like a real floor, not a shaky deck. As the decking boards go down, consistent gaps, perfectly straight screw lines, the craftsmanship becomes obvious. The hardest part of any treehouse is where the structure interacts with the trunk. A lot of builds fail here because they cut too tight, and when the tree grows, everything starts rubbing, cracking, and binding. In this build, the trunk opening is cut cleanly with an even expansion gap, and a flexible detail keeps it weather-tight without forcing the tree. That's a premium move because it proves long-term thinking. The treehouse isn't fighting nature, it's designed to live alongside it. Once the walls rise, the space becomes real. Corners are clamped and pulled tight, structural screws close the seams cleanly, and diagonal strapping helps square everything before final fastening. Then the roof goes on with a proper weatherproof sequence: sheathing, drip edge, underlayment, shingles, and ridge finishing. The windows get careful flashing in layers, and there's even a simple water test to confirm the runoff moves exactly where it should. I love that approach because it's proof, not talk. Next comes safety and usability, stairs and railing. The stringers are cut accurately, fastened solidly to the structure, and the treads feel consistent underfoot. The railing is straight, baluster spacing is even, and edges are rounded to avoid splinters. These are small details that massively change how safe the treehouse feels at height. Inside, it transitions from a job site to a finished cabin. Insulation fitted neatly, a vapor barrier stretched and taped cleanly, warm wood paneling, and tight trim work at the corners. The interior is minimalist but smart. Bench seating with storage, a fold-down table, floating shelves. Nothing overcomplicated, nothing fragile. Just practical, durable design that fits a forest setting. And the detail that makes it feel truly usable is the small solar setup. A low-profile panel on the roof, wiring routed neatly through conduit, a battery box placed where it's easy to service, and LED lighting for just enough illumination. Quick test, even lighting, no fuss. Simple and effective. Visually, the biggest wow moment is the rope bridge to a nearby oak. The anchors are padded to protect bark. The main lines are tensioned evenly to prevent twist. The wooden slats are tied at consistent spacing, and the first crossing has just the right amount of suspense. Natural sway, but clearly controlled. Add the small landing platform with railing, and suddenly the project becomes an elevated walkway experience, not just a single treehouse. Then nature delivers the real test: wind, rain, and the return of sun. Water follows the drip chain into the rock bed, the stair area stays safer and drier, and the interior remains sealed. After the storm, everything dries with that fresh sheen, and the final cleanup is a detail I respect a lot. The site is restored, tidy, and the forest doesn't feel trashed or neglected. Overall, this is a build worth watching because it balances three things extremely well: strong structure, solid weather protection, and a clean, beautiful experience that feels real, not staged. If you want, I can also do a faster, punchier review version with more wow beats, or write a YouTube description optimized for retention. And if you enjoyed this kind of content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next build. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.